everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made this adorable Christmas Village stocking holder inspired by a picture I saw on Pinterest. In case you haven't been following, this is part of my 2024 Christmas Countdown series going on right now, so check out the other items I've made so far if you haven't already. This project is not only perfect for displaying stockings like I mentioned, or you could even hang a favorite ornament from the hook. So if you're interested in making this craft, stick around and I'll show you how I did it. Because I worked from a photo, I had to use my best judgment on measurements. I did go to Lowe's and purchase this large pine project board. It measures 1 inch thick by 24 inches wide by 4 foot high, and it runs in the $42 range. As you can see, this one had a major visible knot, so I plan to cut the board in such a way that it'll be concealed. The next thing I did was draw a rough sketch of my inspiration project so I could see the height variations, color, and location of each house, plus pay attention to which roof lines extend and which ones butt up against the adjoining pieces. There's one huge house that is the backbone of the whole project. Then the middle or second row has 3 houses. The first row has 4. I laid painter's tape out to visualize size and proportions. 26 inches high and 16 inches wide looked about right to me. Plus I figured that would leave me with enough cutoffs to construct the smaller houses. This project includes a little shelf section. Mine hits at 6 inches up from the bottom of the piece to the top of the shelf. I will include a complete cut list in the description of this video for your reference, but you can customize the general idea to your preference. Using a large T-square, I found center at 8 inches and made a mark, then decided what angle I wanted my roof line to be. 45 degrees was a little too severe in my opinion, so I went with 31.5 degrees. This method isn't super scientific, but I cut a scrap board at my chosen angle and then used it to mark my roof line. Then I cut each side of the roof out using my mini circular saw. I used the cutoffs to make the middle row. The right and left houses are 5 inches wide and the middle one is 6 inches wide. The 4 houses in the first row are each 4 inches in width. I stuck to either 31.5 or 45 degree angles when making the slope for each roof, but for most of them, I didn't worry about centering. Some have both degrees on each rooftop and add a little quirkiness. Again, I'll compile a list in the description with measurements for each house. It's just too much to mention in the video, and in some cases, I ended up trimming some off from the footage that you're seeing here. For 2 of them, I took the opportunity to create beveled pieces and awnings with the cutoffs. After I had my rough pieces cut out, I kept myself organized by labeling the colors on both the wood piece and on my drawing. So I didn't waste paint. I drew the outline on each house as a cutoff point and didn't paint below that. I used regular water-based craft paint that I already had on hand. The colors don't scream Christmas. They're pretty all season, and I'm going to make this so that it can be customized during the year. I used painter's tape to mark off lines and keep them straight on the awnings. They ended up being a white background with gray stripes, and the other one is a white background with green stripes. The fun part is customizing each home and getting creative. I had very thin 1/8 inch plywood on hand that I used for the doors and windows. And then I did give the windows a coat of black chalk spray paint. Some are trimmed out with that thin plywood that I cut into strips. And then I used the original pine boards cut into longer pieces to create the roofs. You could make them like the original picture. They're just straight cuts butted up to each other. I made mine mitered, which added to the difficulty and took more time. You will need to pay special attention to the shorter houses. In some cases, there won't be any overhang at all. On the end pieces, I left about a 1/2 inch that extends past the main house. I pre-assembled everything the best that I could, then attached all of the pieces using wood glue and pin nails. I started with the shelf and reinforced it with screws from the back. Then I added the middle or second row, which sits directly on top of it. On thicker pieces like the very top roof, I needed a little help from my brad nailer. It was fun seeing everything come together, and once laid out, I came up with even more details and ideas, like the half circle window at the very peak. I added 4 hooks centered under each door and used a scrap piece of wood as a spacer. They fall at the 2, 6, 10, and 14 inch mark. I used the help of painter's tape as to not leave pencil marks on my board. Because I'd like to use this year-round but want to demonstrate a Christmas theme in this video, I added pieces of clear tape on the roof line and went over it with hot glue, then sprinkled a little glitter before it set up and hardened. I can easily remove it after the Christmas season is over, as well as the other decorations. I intend to make additional wreaths and swags for Easter, the 4th of July, and fall. So I hope this video was helpful and inspiring. If you're not already following me, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and look me up. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. As always, I thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care.